Hi everyone, it's Chris from Clearly Crafted. I'm back with this, our tulip project here. So this, our basket of tulips is pretty much dried on this side. And then what I did was, while that was drying, I put the little piece on the bottom. So, and you'll be able to see it, because to me, this is the front. And then when you look inside, you can see the basket of tulips in there. And then that'll get painted white, so it'll really, like, you can really see it better. Here, let me take this plate. And you can see how that'll stand out. See the difference? So you paint white, and then if I decide to go over it with another color. So this mulberry paper is light, and you can see how it is with the rice paper, so it's almost like putting double. What I may end up doing with this is going back with a sponge with some white paint, and a true sponge, an actual sponge like this. And if you take then and you dab white paint over it, it almost looks like lace. It's a neat effect. So we'll see how it goes. Right now though, I'm gonna flip this over and put this other thing of flowers on here, and I do want it to line up, so I'm going to kind of be looking to make sure I want it directly opposite, because I'm just going on either side. I will tell you a little secret. One of the reasons I don't tend to do 4 images usually is because one of them is then off in the way it looks, and that drives me crazy. And the less of driving me crazy, the better. So this will go here. And again, we'll go side to side, especially this has a little bit of a curve. And I lost my Mod Podge. I always cover it and set it to the side. The worst part is one day I picked up white glue. I thought it was my thing of Mod Podge, and it was white glue. Well, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. No, did it? So I'm just gonna make sure it's standing upright. It's one thing too, these don't tear, so you have one chance to kind of lift and readjust if you're not happy with where it is. All right, so you can feel it pull, so it's interesting. So what you do is you just slowly, do the stretch. As the paper gets wet, it then becomes moldable. And I'm going to just spin this around. Yeah, I got to tell you, if you can get one of the little cheap turntables, I know they sell them at Walmart, the dollar store has them. It makes working on projects like this so much easier to just be able to spin. And that was just random. This was like a hand-me-down from somebody, and I was going to throw it away, and I was like, let me try. All right. There we go. You can just see how that went from being stiff to, once it got wet, it, then started to mold. There's a few little creases, but you really don't see. Creasing with rice paper, I find, is much less noticeable than with napkin. Napkin, you're always like, oh, I can see that crease. I can see that little bubble. I've never actually had a bubble with rice paper. But I have had some creases, but they're okay. Now realize too, if you're using a mulberry paper base, and then you're using rice paper design, rice paper is printed on, well, these rice paper images are technically printed on mulberry paper. There's no real true rice paper. So you're doing like double mulberry paper. So sometimes some of these images have a lot of veining through them. So realize that these, excuse the TV, some of these stick up, so you're going to have some texture to this, and then you're putting some more over, so you can see that, you can feel that there's a little lump here. That's the veining from the two together. So that's to be expected. But then when you start putting on your layers of glue and varnish and stuff, it just settles out so that they go away. You just need to make sure, like, people want to only do 1 or 2 layers. They're not going to go away, and you're going to still see them more. You really need to get to the point where you're putting 5 and 6 layers on if you want a truly smooth surface. All right, so this is our basis. So we have our tulips on the one side. Now I know you're like, oh, look, that looks ugly. This will actually blend in as I go over it. And I will show you this. I've gone over once. The more layers of glue, that starts to blend out. So you can see where this was lighter like that other side, but I didn't do my top coat yet. So, but that's it. Thank you for watching.